Hi everyone, comic book reviewer here. This time doing another Marvel film review. And this one is on The Fantastic Four First Steps. Now, as you know, The Fantastic Four First Steps is meant to be a 2025 superhero film, which of course was meant to be this next entry in the whole Marvel Cinematic Film universe after the whole events of Avengers Endgame and doing this whole multiverse Marvel thing. And the best way I can describe Fantastic Four First Steps is that it's got an idea, but it becomes clear it's trying to obviously rely on the coming of Galactus storyline, but also twisting and owing things from the plot of Rise of the Silver Surfer from 2007. So the premise of the film, Fantastic Four First Steps, is meant to take place on Earth 828 in 1964. And we kind of see how obviously in this universe, the Fantastic Four have been this big team of superheroes and celebrate their 4th anniversary of becoming the sort of superhero team after gaining their superpowers from cosmic rays. And I give the film credit is that it's going with this whole 1960s futuristic era where everything's possible. Flying cars are there. This kind of more sci-fi-ish, more kind of 60s inspired world. But I think what damages the film a little bit is having it as this been there, done that storyline that we've seen so many times. And obviously, as soon as the Fantastic Four end up meeting the Silver Surfer, who's obviously meant to be a totally different character based on Shia Bell, we kind of see how the Fantastic Four learn about Galactus, and of course, have to kind of decide how they're going to save the world, try and save the day, as well as trying to work out the situations given to them. I kind of see where the film is trying to do is do this more improved version over Rise of the Silver Surfer, but I always feel like Rise of the Silver Surfer was trying to rely on a script that they knew they obviously had to work on. And I kind of think the whole point of Rise of the Silver Surfer was meant to feel a more of a personal storyline. You got this sense that Reed and Sue had decided what was best for the team and for themselves. The whole point of General Hager was meant to be a foil to Reed, showing what he would become if he didn't heed or listen to anyone's warnings or advices. And the whole point of Galactus is obviously meant to be this cosmic horror that the Fantastic Four had never dealt before. I think here with First Steps is that it becomes clear it's trying to embrace this whole 1960s futurific era, something that I think Doctor Who, Star Trek, and those 60s sci-fi comics inspired. It's the same way, looking how I think that the 1960s Fantastic Four comics helped kind of inspire this kind of film idea. But the problem is, any idea that was used for this film does become wasted potential. And it becomes clear that obviously Reed's role in the film is meant to be this kind of Walt Disney-like character. And having Pedro Pascal playing him feels a little similar to this. And it becomes clear that Johnny is supposed to be the substitute for Reed, and obviously Shia LaBeouf is the sort of replacement to her husband, but it takes away the chemistry of what made Sue and Silver Surfer work, and I just don't think Joseph Quinn was the best choice for Johnny Storm. It becomes clear he's trying to play a little more of a serious Johnny Storm, someone who's obviously going to be a bit more this, trying to be more serious, but trying to be a bit more, trying to act a little mature, but I think what made Chris Evans work as Johnny Storm, he had a bit this smart ass personality. He had this non-serious attitude, but it was there when the moment called for it. I think what the film is obviously trying to do is make characters replacements or feels like wasted potential. Like obviously when you got Ben Grimm's love interest, he's just there to be a replacement to Alicia. And it kind of becomes clear that the film knows this and takes away what made Alicia's character work. Even though she couldn't see, she knew deep down Ben was a good person, deep down, who just needed actual guidance. The problem that the film suffers from is that it's trying to kind of obviously take away any potential idea that could have worked for a whole Fantastic Four movie and could have set the team up for a different alternative storyline. To me, Fantastic Four First Steps feels a bit back. It feels like it's been there, done that storyline that we've seen a dime a dozen, and it takes away everything that I think made Rise of the Silver Surfer work, despite its sort of semi-okay script. So I think First Steps definitely deserves 2 thumbs in the middles. Not the greatest, not the best. Just there to say we can improve Rise of the Silver Surfer. We can do something better. We have the script. We have the improvements. We can give you something better. So, comic book reviewer here, signing out.